What were you struggling with before you came to work with me?
My biggest struggle was my voice over the phone sounding robotic and different than I was in person. Nothing was really working because I didn't have a sense of direction on what I needed to work on. I was just kind of like spraying paint on the wall and seeing what stuck.
Okay.
So I was leaving money on the table or slash even losing money, and just work was getting stressful because I didn't know what was actually the issue, and not making a change is was very hard for me because you you got to fix stuff, and if you're not fixing it, it was just going to add to the stress, and I don't like to be stressful because I want to enjoy work, and then because that will overlap to my personal life, and then if I'm stressful in my personal life, my family and friends are just going to suffer from that, so I didn't want that. So anything that will make me less stressful and enjoy life more is worth an investment. So that's why I took the jump.
What changes have you noticed in your voice and in communication?
It has been my phone communication. I finally unlocked it over the last 2 weeks where I don't sound robotic at all. I get feedback from my managers and people on the phone just in general. I'm more authentic. It sounds like we're in person.
What were the results of you coming across more authentically?
I just killed it in my job. It was sick. Like I had a new offer in February. I was the best setter for February and March with numbers, with close rate, show rate, closes. And I wasn't even the most experienced. I was the least experienced in that high ticket space. So it's sick to see those numbers show up. And then for me personally, I just been more confident. I asked this dude, Luke the Chef, he's like a famous Muay Thai fighter, the best American, to jump on a podcast with me. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. So just small things like that, just like leveled up. So it's been sick.
Small things like that. What were your close rates and all those metrics? What was that like before we started working together?
I was worried I was gonna get fired, man. It was pretty brutal. I was at like my show rate was like 30%, my close rate was like 10, and then it doubled. So my close rate went from 10 to tripled. Close rate went from 10 to 30%, and my show rate went from like that 40-50% to 80.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The most unexpected thing was how my communication is now universally the same. I'm just authentic and work, personal, and with like my friends. I did not think that was going to happen. I thought I was going to still end up having like a work voice, but like a good work voice. But now it's fine. However, I would talk to my buddies. I'll just talk to a client. It's going to help me build a personal brand. I think now I'm going to be able to just communicate how I want to in all aspects.
Yeah, there was some stories that you were telling yourself when we first started working together around that. You want to share a little bit about that? What that story was that you had coming in here, and now how that might have changed?
I felt like I didn't belong to either one. So like I felt like I wasn't truly an American a lot of time and not accepted. So I internalized that with my communication. I would be like, oh, my English is not gonna be the best. Who cares? Whatever. I just kind of like downplayed that. And then I did the same thing with like culturally, like with Indian, because I was American, I didn't feel like I was 100% Indian because, my Punjabi communication wasn't great either. So now, though, I just realized that was just like a self-limiting belief through just like the feedback you've been giving me. And I've seen the progress now where it was just something I was telling myself because I didn't want to work on it or know how to work on it. But now that I got the direction from you, that fear's long gone. I haven't even brought it up in a minute. So.
What are you telling yourself now?
Oh, I control it and I can do it.
You're damn right.
It's something within my control.
You're damn right. So, in a word, how would you describe your growth over the past 8 weeks?
Exponential.
Boom, dude, right away. I like that. How do you feel about that?
Awesome. It's been unbelievable.
Cool, man. Who would you recommend to work with me?
Anyone that's willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to work. But anyone that wants to grow. I think it's that wide open. You can help. It's not even just in sales. I think anyone that wants to be a better communicator will benefit from you. But they have to be willing to work, I think. Because if they're not putting in the effort, you're not going to see anything. You're not a magic worker. You're just a regular good coach, but you're just a regular coach.
Yep. So who would you recommend to not work with me?
Lazy people. 100% lazy people. That's it.
Anything else you want to tell to the people, recapping your experience before we close this thing out?
Anyone listening to this, you are doing yourself a disservice by not at least booking a one-on-one with Michael, if not doing the coaching program. I think you have to at least meet with him, and the energy you get from him is unbelievable. And it just makes you want to come back. I didn't miss 1 week of this, 8 weeks, and I thought I was going to, but I made it work. So it's gonna be sick for you.
Yeah, you're a beast, dude. Total studs only. Got to be like Jesse. Jesse's setting the standard, y'all.